Hey, Herdies. We're back.
Hello.
Hi. I love the Hurdies.
Me too. I feel like the Herdies thing is catching fire, and I'm here for it. It's cute.
Yeah,
It is cute. We love all our peeps.
I know.
Well, how are we feeling? I know the three of us, we follow Texans. Angie's like
Mhm.
Texans, but mostly Saints fans first. But Texans fans here for Girl Herd. So a little down. We're a little down this week.
Ooh,
I know. That's what I was like. As I started talking, I was like, all I can think about right now are the Texans. My mom and I had a long conversation about it today.
it was
I
so brutal. Like watching it was just so painful. Like, what's happening? What is really happening?
Here's the thing. My sister jokes. Y'all know my sister. She like pretends to be a Bama fan, but then like has come to Texas games and like worn burnt orange, and she's like classic bandwagoner. Okay, so she's like, as the season was going on for the Texans, because we know how they started out. She was like, "Where my Texans jersey at?" And so yesterday before the game, I texted the family and I was like, "I'm like my sister." I was like, "Cause where my Texans jersey? I don't have that." And I mean, let's be real. Like, we've been burnt by this team. The city's been burnt so bad over the years. And I told y'all to in text, I was like, I wasn't like worried about them. I wasn't checking for them because they started 0-3. So I was like, I need to unsubscribe. Like, I did unsubscribe. And then like week 12, 13, I was like, wait, like, oh, like, hold up. We made it through Davis Mills. He won those games. Like, things are happening. So I like unfortunately got caught up and like I locked in and I got emotionally invested yesterday. So I was like unwell. And this morning I woke up and I was like 5 turnovers. Like,
No.
I just like I can't believe that.
I can't either. He made history and like not the kind of history you want to make. And I mean, we went and watched it and it was so fun because there was so many people out. It was a beautiful day. Like everybody was so ready for Houston to come correct, right? Like we're going to the Super Bowl, like Houston's going to be crazy and then to be let down and watch it just unfolds and get worse and worse and worse. It was so heartbreaking. So heartbreaking.
Yeah, I mean my mom is a huge sports fan, huge Houston fan, huge Texans fan. We drove back and forth to go visit the family for Christmas and we listened to the game, each game both ways on the radio because we can't possibly, no, what am I talking? I would do the same for my Longhorns. But so yeah, like huge, watched it. We went to the last home game and then they went off to the playoff game and we've gone and watched a few like out with friends. And it was like, Devin, you were talking about that. You were like, if the game comes back to Houston, I don't know what this city will do. And I thought about it as we were out yesterday and it was packed. And then, another friend of ours lives in the Heights and was like, dude, I just drove by all the bars. It's insane out. Like this town is going to go wild. But then of course it wasn't going to come back. We were going to go to Denver, and then the Denver, I'm like all here for not getting hurt. I'm glad it's not career ending. He's okay, but like hurt a bone in his foot and won't be starting their next game. And I'm like, okay, now's the time. Like everyone was saying it. They were like, if this is going to be any run. And I was like, how many times have I said that before though about my other teams? I don't want to jinx them. And then what happened? Where were we? Where was our offense?
That I'm like, because the defense,
They held in the whole time, poor
yeah,
guys.
poor guys.
Well, what does that mean though? Like I saw you tweeted, Michelle, a little bit about this and like how you follow quarterbacks and just like the way you think about it. But what does it mean though? Because like for me, everybody is saying very brutal things about CJ Stroud today. I think somebody said it, Dan Orlovsky, I believe. He was like 31 other quarterbacks in the league, which is every other quarterback in the league, would have not done that. So like, is it mental? Like how did that happen? Like, I'm just like so curious.
I
think
don't
it
know
has
because
to
even
be.
I feel like the receivers, I feel like all of the offense was on halftime or like something was off with all of them. I feel like the throws, granted, yes, were not great and in the ground and in the turf and lots of turnover, but still there were still drop balls that should have been caught. Like it just like
Yeah.
something possessed the offensive side of the ball and they could not get out of it.
Well, I don't know. Didn't we say while we were watching the game, like CJ was also throwing balls that were getting his receivers in situations that
Oh
they were
yeah,
getting
bad.
hurt. Like, you, there was just there were times where, yeah, like I'm a huge quarterback fan, but I will say at a certain point of the game, I was like, give him a break, man, because something is off. Something was off. Something was going on with him. I don't know what it was, but he was, I mean, literally, you take a sack. Don't just throw the ball in the air. Like the alternative is exactly what happened. A pick six. Like, ah!
No, I said it during the second half. I was cheering when he got sacks. I was like, this is a drastic improvement to throwing away the ball. Mind you, the game was still winnable at that point in the second half. Like we were down 11. I will say to his defense, at one point, Woody Marks was like out and questionable, who was like our key running back, especially from the game before. Dalton Schultz, who is our top receiver, he went out early in the game. And then, of course, Nico Collins, who is money every single time and his favorite target, out. So in many ways, like, yes, it's like, oh my gosh, what did you do? And I think the what did you do comes from just don't turn. You know what? We'll give you one. I'll even give you two.
Turn it over.
Just don't turn it over and give them the ball. And we talked about this defense. I hated for them so badly because I have never seen a defense where every single play they're getting their hand on the football when the quarterback's trying to throw it. They are doing a tackle for a loss. They are breaking up passes in the secondary. I mean, it was crazy. And I just feel like, unfortunately for the secondary, there was a couple of times, but that's going to happen. Like they're going to get theirs in the NFL. These players are so good. And it was like, gosh, we just couldn't hold on any longer.
I know. One of my friends, Tyra, her fiance, Des, I was talking to him about the game. And I was like, why not take him out? And he was like, well, what's better? I'm like, at this point, anything. Maybe he just needs like a little timeout on the bench, like something to change the momentum. I don't know, but like, could we try it? Maybe.
I mean, the defense, like the thing is like we forced their turnovers. We on our defense forced Patriots. No, on our side, we did our turnovers. Like they weren't even necessarily forcing it either. Like someone was like, give them their defense credit too. Yes, their defense was doing well. I will give them their credit too. Like they had that eye on that ball and they were going for it. But like, gosh darn it, if we didn't just give it to them a few times as well. So I don't know.
Yeah. It's tough. It's just, I think it's one thing to lose a game. Like there's a lot of NFL teams that were already at home before yesterday. I just think it's in the way that it happened. Just puts a bad taste in your mouth. Houston sports, man.
I know. And I thought it was interesting too, because I was like, are we getting a repeat of the Bills game? Like, I don't want this for us. Like, what is actually really going on? Because both games, like one of the teams was just not their day. Really not their day.
Did you hear some of the announcers? Like there was a call that ended up not happening for us. And they were like, the Bills would like to call in and ask about that. Because they had like called it in the Bills and Broncos game.
Yes, I knew that would happen. I also thought that the refereeing in the game started to get really messy. Not messy from a bad call standpoint, but messy in like a get back standpoint with the pass interference. Because on the Texans, there was a couple, and then like they stopped calling it for us and then called it for the other team. I was like, okay, you all, because you're listening to the crowd, and like Mike Vrabel was in the rest ear, and I was like, I don't agree with some of this. And I mean, credit to your point, Michelle, credit to the Patriots defense though. Our defense, especially in the secondary, they play really tight. And so they were doing that to us and it was working out.
Yeah. Yeah. I never I will not blame the game on refs, but I always want there to be consistency. And there were things that I was like, okay, guys, like at one point I was like, who's paying these refs? And someone in the, like at the bar goes, the Patriots.
It's just a sad way to end the season. Yeah. Like you at least would want it to be a good game, you know?
Exactly. Yes. We can all agree on that. Well, here we are. No more football for our teams.
No, somebody on Twitter was like, it is no longer football time in tech. I was like, oh, like that.
The depression of no football.
Yeah. And like the PTSD of just 2023, whenever we were like, we about to have the Natty in Houston. And like, we thought we were going to be like playing for a Super Bowl. I don't know why I thought that. Next time I need to not think that. Devin, what's wrong with you? Like, fix it.
Why do we get so hype on our team?
Yeah.
No more of this pattern.
Dan was like, so the Astros? And I was like, we still have the Rockets. He was like, so the Astros? I was like, oh no.
I mean, the Rockets did win yesterday. They beat the Pelicans.
No, bless. Because like if they didn't, everybody would be depressed today. The Rockets did win. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to KD. Shout out to him moving to number 6, by the way. All-time NBA scoring record. He's number 6 on the list, and that did just happen too. So thank you, KD. Thank you, Houston. Like we needed a pick-me-up.
And thank you, Texas women's basketball.
Yes.
Just demolished the Aggies, which we always love to see, and especially after our boys lost to them at home, it was a nice little refresher to see them come back and win so big.
I know we watched that Bills-Broncos game, and then we saw the men's score, and I was like, okay, I'm done for today. I'm done with sports for today. I'm moving to Netflix.
Crashed all the way out. I was like so mad because it like was on right after, so you're just like not in the mood. But shout out to our girls for having the boys' backs, and they did beat A&M in the fashion that they did, and they needed that. It was just like such a down week. The South Carolina game was so frustrating. They came out and it's 20-13 in the first quarter, and then they could never quite continue. But the craziest thing to me about that game on the road, South Carolina was turning over the ball as well. Like we had so many opportunities to like control the game and win, and we just like didn't do it. But again, we talk about it all the time. Like teams need those type of games. We need those type of streaks. Like we had LSU, we had South Carolina, they're both on the road. Cool. Hopefully you get your bad taste in your mouth. I do want to speak about the boys losing against A&M because people were bringing up really funny things on Twitter about our rival, which is they were obviously talking their talk because they won the game against us. And did y'all know it was the first time in 20 years?
In over 20 years, yeah.
I didn't know that until you told us. Yeah.
Well, the broadcast said it, and I didn't know. I was like, wow, this is like really crazy. So, I mean, of course, like they're happy about that as they should be. But remember that time that we beat them in football and they were like, haha, regular season doesn't matter, go to the playoffs. So how is it that you are talking about this win against us in basketball? Because I thought regular season didn't matter. So which one?
Which one is it? I know. I thought it was funny too. I had a client who is an Aggie, and after that game, he was texting me, and and then of course our girls won, and so I was like, "Guess the streak's over," because he's like, "We're starting a new streak," and I was like, "That didn't last very long." And I was like, "At least y'all have a great volleyball team." He was like, "Can y'all just like let us have something?" And I was like, I mean.
Well, that's what we were with some Aggies yesterday. So when we were sitting at the game, that's when our women were also playing. And so I started looking, and I was like, just FYI, we're playing each other in women's basketball today. And they were like, oh, and I was like, your men beat us yesterday in Austin for the first time in over 20 years. And they were like, bad Aggies. We're bad Aggies. We had no clue any of this was happening. And I like looked at the score though for the women's, and I had it all like just sitting on the table, and they were like, but wait, is that the score for the women's game? Ouch. Like we are losing really bad. And I was like, oh, I hear you are a volleyball school now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we'll get with that. The SEC, one of the SEC Twitter accounts posted like most valuable athletic programs, and Texas, of course, to no surprise, we're sitting at the top at like 1.45 billion. But number 2 is actually Texas A&M. Mm-hmm. And so I laugh because, the state of Texas, we're just like, we can secede from the union. We are like such a unified state. We're the Lone Star. We like take this very seriously. And I just wonder if like there will ever be a point within the conference where we're like, Texas, doesn't matter if it's A&M or Texas, we're at the top of all of these things. Because, Connor from Inside Texas said it best. He was like, shoot, A&M's kind of getting their stuff together. Like volleyball, just won a natty. Their football team, unfortunately, they went to the playoffs, even though we did beat them. But across the board, they're sort of starting to do things. And I actually was shocked that they were number 2. I thought it would be maybe a Georgia or maybe an LSU, but they're right behind us in terms of their value.
Well, I think that spikes in my head of like Indiana tonight playing for the Natty, and they aren't crazy about like how much they paid for all these kids and the 5 stars and the this and that. So then that brings up a whole nother conversation about college football. And do you really need all of that, right? Like, what is it proving of like you're spending all of this money, yet here's this other team that is profoundly good. Like they are disciplined to a T, and what culture says for a team like that.
I saw a tweet from Kieran on they were talking about Indiana and like, you know, how are they doing so well? How is it work? Whatever. And he like listed out the starting players and how many years they have been playing and how many years they've been playing together. So like, yes, like I mean, I can see a world where both sides still works, right? Like getting 5 stars, but like at the end of the day, you still have to play together as a team and like have, and that matters, right? So playing together for multiple years and playing on that stage or whatever it is, you know, has its benefits as well.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
The Natty happening. I mean, Indiana has had such a storybook season. I think one of the bigger things that everybody has talked about is just how mature they are, like quite literally in age and in their college careers, and the difference that may be making. It's not the first year that that's come up. Some of these teams that have been older have been winning. And so, I mean, yes, I think 23-year-olds definitely are going to be stronger, bigger, faster, and definitely smarter than 19-year-olds. So there's that too. But yeah, I think, Angie, to your point, you know, we got made fun of for the Lambos at Texas. And I think, yeah, I mean, that doesn't win football games, right? And so it's cool, it's flashy, it's fun. We're not the only school doing things like that and rolling out red carpets. And in this day and age, you sort of have to. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I don't know that this will be some sort of like format or blueprint, like following Indiana. I don't know if it'll be something that's you can replicate. I think it has to do with your program, which you've talked about in the past too. Like, what's the culture, what's the program, and what's the head coach doing? I think ultimately, like, that's sort of what's going to shine through in the long run.
And I think that takes me to Cam too, right? Like between, you know, Lubbock and, you know, all of that oil money that they had to have been throwing at him. And yes, I'm sure we are paying him a pretty penny and there's other perks involved, but it does kind of make me feel good that I'm going to guess that they probably offered him more and he still picked to come play for us. And that's something that you want to see in the locker room, is the legacy they can create, what they think of our team, and like winning a national championship, because at the end of the day, that's part of the goal, and then getting to the next level. So
yeah, I was actually going to talk about Tech, because like how many times did they talk about how much money they've thrown into their program and where they've gone to this year, right? But sorry, got shut out in the playoffs. But, you know, I mean, they hadn't been where they were and got this far in how many years or whatever. But the same could be said about Indiana. That's why I think it's interesting too. Like all of these, like it speaks to what you guys are saying, in my opinion, of like the culture and like why would they want to stay around there and keep playing and stay, you know, at Indiana, and because like when's the last time they've won or gotten to a level like this as well, right? So
we talked about it a while ago, and I think it's so relevant again. Couple of things. I don't know if y'all saw this tweet going around. I retweeted it. There's no school with more players still playing in the NFL playoffs than Texas. We have 10. Alabama is second at 9. And so when you talk about a Cam Coleman and a Hollywood Smothers and a Raleek Brown. I keep on wanting to call him Raleek Moore so badly. I have no idea why I made up his name. Anywho, but for whatever reason, I keep on wanting to call him that. But
Raleek Brown, yes.
Yes, they see something in our school that's not only for their college career and their opportunity, but look at the NFL and what's happening and what we did the last couple of seasons. And so I love it because we don't have to pitch Lambos even. Like we don't even actually have to do that, because from an NFL perspective, look how we look. And then also there's no other school until this year who had gone to back-to-back playoffs. We had done that. And this year it changed, but I still think we're in such a good position. And so who knows the conversations that happen, but I like the resume that our school and our program has and the changes that we made. And it seems like the players believe in that. So it's really exciting going into this next season.
Agreed. I was just listening to something earlier today too on Inside Texas, and because we just had our junior day, which I didn't know that was something that Mac Brown created, which is super cool, but they still continue the tradition of doing it. And they were talking about how it really isn't the same as what it used to be, because you would get so many commits coming out of that. But now with the changing of dates of when people can commit, when things are open and all of these things, it just creates such a madhouse for college football. And I know that we've talked about this a few times, but I'm curious of if it's ever going to go back, right? Like, so much buzz have been created about it, and that we still are playing. There are still 2 teams playing for a national championship, yet all this other stuff behind the scenes is happening. And I wonder if it's ever going to go back to how it was.
Okay. I have a real question that's kind of peripherally related to what you're saying. So like the 9,000 kids that went into the portal, because you had shared Josh Pate's tweet over the weekend, Michelle, with like a lot of these kids, including ones from Texas, by the way, like hitting Texas back up, being like, actually, I hit the portal and I want to come back. And thankfully Sark let, them come back or whatever. Like, again, the math situation, I don't understand. So like, that many, like, they can't go back to their team because of the high school kids, because that team signed more people. Like, with 9,000 players, how come they mathematically can't find a home? Yeah. Like, I actually genuinely have been wondering this all day.
I'm sure both, but even that too, I'm so curious. I'm like, there had to have been cut, right? Like, you're not coming back for the same amount because we've now already promised all these other people certain amounts, right?
So, but like, you can't find anywhere to go. Like, you're just like stuck.
Well, I wonder if it's just not like where they would want to go, right? Like they now are going to have to go to I don't know.
Yes. Or their option is not what they want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that's how I heard it as well. Or like maybe their spot isn't completely filled, but some teams are probably standing 10 toes down and being like, no. Or what we have, we'd rather develop at this point. Like, you chose not us. And now we've been practicing and we've been, I don't know.
Yeah, we talked about 80-20 and like, they never going to learn. Like, it's not always greener on the other side.
But I don't know, like, to your question, Ange, like, I don't know if it'll ever, I don't think it'll ever completely go away. Like, something there, but I do think there's still changes amiss. Like, there's got to be things that they like keep improving on year. Like, they're definitely still figuring this out and what happens. But like, what we can't have it be is what people are saying is a watered down NFL version. So gotta figure something out about that. But I don't know if it's like they start capping the situation, they move again the portal window, I don't know. They move the playoffs. Like, we've talked about situations like that before too, but I have no idea. This is why there's minds that be that do all of this.
Right. I would love to be a fly on the wall in those rooms, like for those conversations though.
I know. Yeah, when I saw Josh's tweet, I was like, now I want to like go down a rabbit hole. Like, who is all of this? Like, you could make so many assumptions, but.
So true. I'm just like crossing my fingers for a fun announcement like this week or next for Texas football. Like, I want us to have a spring game again.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it will happen.
Yeah. I feel like people were not thrilled. So we'll see.
Yeah. I wonder what their turnout ended up being for like, the weekend that they had instead. But
I had friends that went. I mean, we talked about it and we had our thoughts, of course, like the 3 of us, but my friends who live in Austin, who have small kids, like they loved it and all of that. But someone had said something, I think maybe it was Inside Texas, I'm not sure, but it was like, now that we did get all these new portal players, is that actually advantageous maybe to like have them do that little scrimmage and just like have a moment where you're like, I don't know, doing a game process in the stadium and just extra, but
yeah, because I was like, as you were saying that, I was thinking like playing in the stadium, which I'm sure they do, but like having at least a mini crowd, right? Like in somewhat under these huge stage lights, like it's still not going to be comparable to what a game day is, but like get a little, the jitters out, may not be terrible.
Yeah, and us football fans, we're like starving at that point. Like, please give us some kind of little nugget of like, feed us at least a little bit. We need something to carry us until the first game.
Yeah, speaking of no more for football teams, give us a little bit, please.
A little bit. Little sneak peek.
A little sneak peek. For now, we gotta go for our other sports, man.
Basketball and
Basketball,
softball's about to start.
basketball, women's basketball, baseball, softball, and honestly, men's basketball too. They kind of slipped up against A&M, but we got y'all's back, and we're hoping that they can finish strong and get to that tournament, and we'll see what happens.
100%, yeah. Let's go.